Please get ready for dictation of Part 5 of the Supreme Court judgment in criminal appellate jurisdiction, criminal appeal numbers 1140, 1141 of 2010. 5 seconds. Start. Dr. D. Rana, who conducted the post-mortem of the deceased and medically examined the injured, Netar Singh and Beli Ram, was examined as PW3 with regard to Swari Devi. He described one incised wound on the left temporal region, which he stated could have been caused by the X shown in court. On medically examining Beli Ram, he stated that he found incised wounds on the face and the back of his skull, a lacerated wound on the right foot, fracture in the facial bone, and a black eye. He said that the incised wounds were possible by the acts shown in court, and the rest were possible by stick blows. During cross-examination, he added that the incised injuries on Beli Ram could be inflicted by falling on a sharp-edged stone, and other injuries were possible from falling on a hard surface. After medically examining Netar Singh, PW1, he stated to have found abrasions on the right foot, left leg, and forehead. He added that such injuries were possibly a result of stick blows and could also be from a fall. A meticulous reading of the above statements makes it clear that even if the exaggerations of multiple axe blows being given to the deceased were discarded, the allegation that Buddhi Singh entered the house of the victims armed with an axe and hit Swari Devi on her head, and that Swari Devi died due to a head injury, was consistent and undisputed throughout the FIR and the deposition by prosecution witnesses. The same is also supported by the post-mortem report stating one fatal injury to the head by a sharp-edged weapon, and the medical officer's testimony that her injury could have been caused by the acts shown in court. Considering this, the trial court's confusion as to who caused Swari Devi's fatal injury was unwarranted and uncalled for. The fact that Buddhi Singh executed an axe blow on Swari Devi's head, knowing fully well that an axe blow on an old woman's vital body part would in all probability cause her death, justifies his conviction for the offence under Section 302 IPC. As for Achar Singh, we find that the injuries sustained by Beli Ram, incised wounds on the face and posterior skull, along with fracture in the facial bone, being a combination of grievous and simple injuries, were opined to have been caused by both sharp and blunt-edged weapons. Considering that all the witnesses have been consistent about Achar Singh's attack on Beli Ram with an axe, his conviction under Section 326 and 323 IPC cannot be found faulty and deserves to be upheld. The appellant's contention that the testimony of PW1, PW11 or PW12 was wholly unbelievable and inconsistent with the evidence of the doctor PW3 and the post-mortem report is unacceptable. As noticed earlier, the prosecution witnesses have given an over-exaggerated version of the injuries suffered by the deceased. They have, however, consistently deposed that the head injury, which proved to be fatal, was caused by Buddhi Singh. Their statement to this extent is consistent and in conformity with the medical evidence on record, despite the fact that the presence of many persons inside the room of occurrence created chaos, and some of such persons were bystanders or fence sitters. The eyewitnesses have been able to see that the fatal blow to the deceased was caused by none else than Buddhi Singh. It is vehemently contended that the evidence of the prosecution witnesses is exaggerated and thus false. Cambridge Dictionary defines exaggeration as the fact of making something larger, more important, better, or worse than it really is. Merriam-Webster defines the term exaggerate as to enlarge beyond bounds or the truth. The concise Oxford Dictionary defines it as enlarged or altered beyond normal proportions. These expressions unambiguously suggest that the genesis of an exaggerated statement lies in a true fact to which fictitious additions are made so as to make it more penetrative. Every exaggeration, therefore, has the ingredients of truth. No exaggerated statement is possible without an element of truth. On the other hand, advanced law lexicon defines false as erroneous, untrue, opposite of correct or true. Oxford Concise Dictionary states that false is wrong, not correct or true. Similar is the explanation in other dictionaries as well. There is thus a marked differentia between an exaggerated version and a false version. An exaggerated statement contains both truth and falsity, whereas a false statement has no grain of truth in it, being the opposite of true. It is well said that to make a mountain out of a molehill, the molehill shall have to exist primarily. A court of law, being mindful of such distinction, is duty-bound to disseminate truth from falsehood and sift the grain from the chaff in case of exaggerations. It is only in a case where the grain and the chaff are so inextricably intertwined that in their separation no real evidence survives, that the whole evidence can be discarded. Stop.